Hello everyone! Welcome back to Brain Lolly. Today we're diving into a topic that can be a bit touchy, but is incredibly important to discuss: Muslims in Western society. Our media landscape is often fraught with misrepresentations, painting a picture that perpetuates harmful stereotypes. It's high time we challenge these misconceptions, fostering a better understanding and paving the way for more accurate representation. Because remember, knowledge is power, and it's the first step towards change. So it's time we address the elephant in the room. Often, the media plays a significant role in shaping our perceptions. The vast network of news outlets, social media platforms, and entertainment channels wield a powerful influence over how we view the world and the diverse cultures within it. Unfortunately, this influence isn't always used responsibly. Take, for instance, the portrayals of Muslims in Western media. All too often, these portrayals are steeped in stereotype and misunderstanding. We see sensational headlines that paint a picture of an entire religion based on the actions of a few. We see movies and TV shows that depict Muslims as monolithic, often typecasting them into roles of villains or victims, breaking the mold. But let's take a step back. Let's consider the sheer diversity within the Muslim community. There are over 1 billion Muslims worldwide, hailing from countless countries, cultures, and walks of life. To paint them all with the same brush is not just unfair, it's factually incorrect. Yet the media often falls into the trap of perpetuating stereotypes. It's easier to sell a story with a pre-existing narrative, even if that narrative is flawed. The result is a skewed perception, where the voices of a few are amplified to represent the many. This not only fosters misunderstanding, but it also fuels unfounded fears and prejudices. However, it's crucial to remember that the media is not the sole arbiter of truth. While it can shape our perceptions, it doesn't define them. We, as individuals, have the power to seek out balanced information and to challenge the narratives that are handed to us. The media's role in shaping perceptions of Muslims is significant, but it's not definitive. We can choose to look beyond the headlines, to engage with different perspectives, and to challenge the stereotypes that are all too often perpetuated. But remember, the media isn't always the whole truth. It's up to us to dig deeper, to question, and to engage in conversations that foster understanding rather than division. Don't fall for the easy narrative. Seek out the complex, beautiful reality that lies beneath the surface. Stereotypes are, in essence, a distorted oversimplification of reality. Quite a mouthful, isn't it? But it's true. Stereotypes, particularly about Muslims in Western society, often veer away from the vibrant reality. The Muslim community is incredibly diverse and rich in culture, and it's high time we shed some light on this often overlooked aspect. Muslim culture is a beautiful tapestry woven from threads of various ethnicities, traditions, and practices. From the bustling bazaars of Marrakesh to the serene blue domes of Samarkand, from the culinary delights of Istanbul to the artistic masterpieces of Andalusia, the Muslim world is a kaleidoscope of experiences. It's not a monolith, as some would have you believe, but a dazzling array of colors, flavors, and sounds. Muslims have also made significant contributions in various fields, and these achievements often go unrecognized. Take, for instance, the world of science. Did you know that the father of algebra was a Muslim mathematician named Al-Khwarizmi? Or that Ibn Sina's Canon of Medicine served as the standard medical textbook in European universities for over 6 centuries? In the realm of art, Muslims have been instrumental in creating masterpieces that have stood the test of time. The intricate geometric patterns adorning mosques and palaces, the soul-stirring calligraphy, the mesmerizing recitation of the Quran, all bear testament to the artistic prowess of Muslim creatives. And let's not forget the everyday heroes, the teachers, doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in their communities. These individuals are shattering stereotypes every day, simply by being themselves and excelling in their respective fields. So, the next time you come across a stereotype about Muslims, remember this: you're hearing but a single note in an orchestra of voices, seeing but a single thread in a rich tapestry. The Muslim world is far more diverse, dynamic, and vibrant than any stereotype could possibly capture. Indeed, there's much more to the Muslim community than what the stereotypes would have you believe. It's time for us to build bridges, not walls. That's the mantra we need to adopt to foster connections and encourage understanding between different cultures and religions. Imagine a beautiful city with a river running through its heart. On one side of the river, you have people from one culture, and on the other side, people from another. They may have lived side by side for years, but the river between them has kept them apart. The only way to truly understand and appreciate each other's way of life is to build a bridge that connects them. The same applies to our diverse society. We need to build bridges of understanding, not walls of division. So, how do we do that? First, we need to be open to dialogue. We must be willing to sit down and have honest, respectful conversations about our differences. It's not about convincing the other person to change their beliefs, but rather about understanding where they're coming from. We need to listen, really listen, and not just wait for our turn to speak. It's through these open dialogues that we start to see the world through someone else's eyes, and that's when understanding begins. Second, education is key. We need to educate ourselves about different cultures and religions. It's easy to fall into the trap of stereotypes when we don't know any better. But when we take the time to learn about different beliefs and traditions, we start to see the richness and diversity of the human experience, and we realize that our commonalities far outweigh our differences. Finally, personal interactions are invaluable. There's no substitute for meeting people from different cultures and religions and experiencing their way of life firsthand. Attend cultural festivals, try different cuisines, or simply strike up a conversation with someone from a different background. You'll be amazed at the connections you can make and the bridges you can build. Remember, building bridges doesn't mean erasing our differences. It means celebrating them and recognizing that our diversity is what makes us stronger. It's about understanding and respect, and it starts with you. Remember, understanding begins with you. To truly understand someone, we must try to walk a mile in their shoes. Let's take a moment to step into another person's shoes and see the world from their perspective. Picture this. You're a young Muslim woman named Aisha, living in the heart of New York City. You're a software engineer working for a top tech firm. Every day, you break the stereotype that women can't excel in STEM fields and that every Muslim woman is oppressed. You're a trailblazer in your field, and yet, the media often portrays you as a silent figure hidden behind a veil. Now imagine this. You're Ali, a Muslim man residing in London. You're a devoted father of two, a loving husband, and a renowned pediatrician. You save lives every day, but the headlines often paint a different story, one that equates your faith with fear. Each day you strive to shatter this stereotype, showing the world that your faith inspires compassion, not conflict. Consider this. You're Fatima, a Muslim teenager in Los Angeles who loves basketball and dreams of playing in the WNBA one day. You juggle between school, sports, and maintaining your religious obligations. You're defying the notion that Muslim girls aren't sporty or ambitious. These stories are just a few examples of the countless Muslims in Western society who are making a difference every day. They are breaking stereotypes, excelling in their fields, and contributing positively to society. They are not the outliers, but the norm, not the exceptions, but the rule. They are the doctors, engineers, athletes, artists, and leaders of tomorrow. These stories challenge the prevailing narratives and remind us that individuals cannot be boxed into stereotypes. They remind us that Muslims, like everyone else, are diverse, complex, and unique. They remind us that we must strive to understand, rather than fear, what is different. Walk in their shoes is not just a phrase, it's a call to action. It's an invitation to empathy, understanding, and mutual respect. These stories remind us that we're not so different after all. It's time for us to step forward, shatter stereotypes, and embrace understanding. We've traversed the landscape of media portrayals, debunked the myths and misconceptions, and unraveled the reality behind the stereotypes. We've seen how media can often paint a distorted picture, perpetuating the same tired tropes and feeding into a cycle of misunderstanding and fear. It's our responsibility to challenge these narratives, to seek out the truth, and to cultivate a more accurate understanding of the diverse tapestry of cultures and beliefs that make up our world. We've also explored the power of connection, of reaching out and building bridges. We've seen how shared experiences can unite us, how empathy and understanding can dissolve barriers. It's not about changing who we are, but about expanding our horizons, about recognizing the shared humanity that binds us all. We've walked in the shoes of others, heard their stories, felt their struggles and their triumphs. And in doing so, we've realized that the stereotypes we've been fed are just that. Stereotypes, not truths. Through our journey, we've uncovered the importance of breaking stereotypes, of fostering understanding, of celebrating diversity. It's not just about creating a more inclusive society, it's about creating a better world. So let's take these lessons to heart and strive to shatter the stereotypes that divide us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more enlightening content. Until next time, keep your mind open and your heart understanding.